what's up? My name is Logix.
What's going on? My name is Newsense. We're here at LAMC.
And we're part of ArtOfficial. Me and him used to be in a hip-hop group, just straight up hip-hop. We had a couple friends who were in a band, and their band broke up. So they called us up and like, hey, we want to start this live hip-hop project. We started meeting up with them and rehearsing, and it just clicked. We started doing shows, came up with the name ArtOfficial, and the rest is history from there.
The name, ArtOfficial, it's a play on words. It's pretty ironic. Nothing in the band is artificial. It's all mostly organic, live music. We kind of had gigs lined up before we were even officially a band. We needed to come up with a name. We didn't have a lot of time. I came up with it. Everybody okayed it, and ever since then, we're pretty much taking any interpretations, and nobody's wrong.
When I was just in a regular hip hop group, I wanted to rhyme with musicians. Like I wanted to get a band together, and we had tried that with our previous group. And it wasn't really working because we were just kind of stringing musicians together from different places. When this happened, when we just hooked up with what's now our band, it just clicked because they're all friends, they knew each other, they know what they're doing. It was just an amazing experience. But it was, at least for me personally, it was a deep urge to like do something a little different than just rhyming over beats. And no disrespect to that, because I'm a huge hip hop head, and there's nothing like production, like looping drums and finding a sample and going that route. But there's also the live music aspect.
We write like a traditional band. Pretty much all of us put in our parts. I write to instrumentals sometimes. When I write to an instrumental, the verse is written before the song is even created, and it just fits. We get the theme from there. Usually we write a hook, and the hook kind of shapes the rest of the vocals and the theme and the feel of the song.
We don't really have a formula. Sometimes the band comes up with something. Somebody will come up with a riff. We'll start building on that. We'll take a rough recording, even on a phone, on a field recorder, on whatever we have around, and then me and him start working on the vocal ideas for that. In the very beginning, we had a lot of vocal stuff written, so we would show up and be like, look, we got this song, here's the chorus, here's what it's about, let's build the song around the vocals. Kind of like however it comes out is how it comes out.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of how the band gelled so well. We had a bunch of lyrics on deck already, and they had a bunch of tracks kind of already premeditated, and they just fit together real well.
You gotta think big. We were real ambitious with it. We had this one song, and it kind of lent itself really well to having strings on it, and we had our bass player's uncle, who's a real good arranger, arrange something, and he did it basically on a computer, just to hear what it would sound like. We have to bring in live musicians for this. We can't put keyboard strings on it. We can't have one person doing all the string parts. Like, we need to sit 20 people down, 15 people down, however many people it was.
Full string section.
I think it was like 12. Mic the room and get the whole thing.
We try to kind of push the envelope for every record.
The name of the album is Vitamins and Minerals. We don't sit down and have like this concept like we're gonna write an album about politics or about a certain subject. We kind of get together and write a bunch of songs, and whatever makes it out of that process that makes it onto the album, then we kind of look at the whole album as a whole and try to come up with what is the vibe coming off of this music. When we listened to the whole album, it was kind of like we put our heart and soul into this music, and we spent a lot of time, a lot of care. Like you said, we had the orchestra, we had other people come in and do other parts, a lot of singers and things that we hadn't done before in the past. Basically, we looked at it and we're like, this is like our vitamins and minerals. This is like our nutrition, like what's holding us together. Everything we write, and like even the name ArtOfficial, it has a very open meaning, so people can take it however they want. To me, it means that like this is our heart and soul. We're putting this out there. This is something for people to consume, and it's like a whole type thing, like to nourish, your mind, your soul.
I grew up on rock. The rhythm section grew up on a lot of jazz, but we're all influenced by Colombian music, by Cuban music, Afro-Cuban, a lot of like Latin jazz. We're very in touch with the Latin and Hispanic community. It's where we grew up, and we definitely play with a lot of like Latin infused party bands, jazz bands, Suénalo, Locos por Juana, Spam All-Stars. We do the rounds with them in Miami, so we're very in touch, and we appreciate the culture and the music itself.
We do these shows and we try to get people to really enjoy themselves and have a good time, try to get the audience moving. Our experience here has been great so far. Hopefully we can do it next year.
Lay down, you're aiming for the top. We got the spot locked, ain't no way to fail now. Lay down, you're aiming for the top. We got the spot locked, ain't no way to fail now.
Hey, what's going on? We're ArtOfficial.
And you're watching Blastro 2.
Locked, ain't no way to fail now. Lay down. You're aiming for the top, you're aiming for the top. We got the spot locked.